Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim and welcome to my channel. Today I want to take you for a tour of my 4 show tanks. I have 3 75-gallon show tanks and a 125. So please stay tuned and I will share all about what's in them and what I use for filters and anything else I can think to babble on about. So please stay tuned. Beginning my tour, we will start with Boomer. Boomer is a super red dragon flower horn. He has his own 75-gallon aquarium. I am not a fan of bare-bottom tanks, but in this case, it's best for the fish. That is my main concern, providing my fish with the optimal environment to ensure a healthy, long life. This aquarium is the only tank I have that is painted blue. I like the color. I feel it complements Boomer's beautiful red coloration nicely. Flower horns, being clumsy with their oversized heads, can easily injure themselves, so it's highly recommended to avoid decor other than smooth stones, soft plants, or items that they cannot hurt themselves on. I only keep the bubbler with a rock on it to help disperse the bubbles, a few plant shoots of pothos, or sometimes I use fake vines for Boomer. On the bottom left of the tank, in the corner, he likes to hide and sleep under the leaves. I know they're pretty sparse, but it's just enough to give him the feeling of security. As you can imagine, this tank is pretty simple to take care of. One fish, no decor to speak of. What could be more uncomplicated than that? The only complicated thing in this entire tank is Boomer himself. Flower horns are truly an entity unto themselves. They require specific care, food, and parameters. I recommend having a flower horn to everyone. However, before you dive in, you must do your due diligence and learn all you can about this magnificent fish, so you are equipped with the knowledge you will need to care for them. Moving on, we are now looking at my second 75-gallon aquarium. This aquarium is home to Alvis, my Jack Dempsey, 3 parrotfish, 3 cuckoo catfish, and a pleco. I do a 75% water change on all my show tanks weekly. It takes me about 3 hours to do complete water changes on all 4 show tanks. Now, mind you, that does not include filter cleaning. I alternate cleaning the filters, as it can be quite a lot of work. Having Fluval FX canister filters on each tank, I only need to clean them every 4 to 5 months. This aquarium I set up pretty much the same each week. I move their decor around some, but I use the same pieces each time. I do change the plants and clean them weekly as well, because sometimes the tips of the leaves have evidence of algae developing. And if you know my tanks, I'm not a fan of algae, or dirty glass for that matter. Overall, this aquarium is relatively easy to care for, and the fish are so much fun to watch. The vibrant colors of my parrotfish truly astound me. They continue to hold their color so well, and I have to admit, I do give them some color-enhancing foods from time to time. Next on my tour is my third 75-gallon. This is home to my mixed African cichlids. This tank is heavily overstocked. There are over 60 cichlids in here. It always amazes me how there never looks to be as many as there really are. I did add about 20 juveniles over the last couple of weeks. This tank is full of prolific breeders. Now, I have decided I will no longer be raising fry, so I plan on removing the females holding and eventually rehoming them as well. I think there are 3 or 4 holding right now. When I do my water change, I will remove them and put them in the 40 breeder, and then switch them out with others from that aquarium, eventually having very few females. The only females that I will keep for sure are the Aratus, as they are not as aggressive as their counterpart. Keeping them seems to keep the males in check. I do provide some places to hide or blinds, but when a tank is overstocked like this, you really can't afford to take up too much room with decor. I find making blinds the best way to go, however. Since I have smaller ones, I am providing them with some hiding places, although I find that the larger cichlids don't find the little ones as a threat and pretty much leave them alone. So this tank is always active and busy, and it really is a wonderful tank to sit in front and just watch the story unfold. And finally, concluding my tour of my 4 show tanks, we come to my 125-gallon Geophagus aquarium. In here, I have 6 Geotahapahos redheads. I have 6 banded cichlids, 6 clown loaches, a dozen silver dollars, and 1 pleco. Now, I'm not intending on breeding these fish or raising their fry, but if they do so on their own in the tank, it'll be fun to watch. 2 pair of the bandits have spawned a couple times already, but so far unsuccessful in hatching them out. I do want to make some big changes in this tank. I need to go for a hike and find the wood I have in mind. It's always fun to change things up, not only for the fish within the tank, but for the pleasing aesthetics for my own pleasure. Out of my 4 show tanks, I honestly can't say I have a favorite. It seems the one I'm sitting before and watching is my favorite at that point in time. Then as I move on to the next becomes my favorite. All of my show tanks are quite different, although the fish are quite similar, because in 3 of my 4 show tanks I have cichlids, or some form of cichlids, and then my flower horn, technically he's a cichlid as well. So I would have to say cichlids are my favorite fish. Now, caring for this tank, you would think would be a little more involved considering its size and the amount of fish and decor. But really, because these fish are earth eaters, constantly sifting through the sand for morsels or tidbits of food, they keep the sand themselves very clean. So overall, it's really not a great big job. Probably the most work is cleaning the glass and keeping the tank itself looking pristine. But of course, any labor to do with fish, in my books, is a labor of love. This 40-gallon breeder is not considered a show tank yet, as it is only a grow-out tank for my cichlid fry. But once I have it revamped, I have all the cichlids rehomed, and have decided on a new species to keep in this 40-gallon breeder, then I will add it to my show tank tour. That is something I'm really looking forward to and will share as I progress through its setup. But first, I have to decide on what I want to put in here. Of course, any suggestions you have would be greatly appreciated. Just remember, I'm looking for something different than cichlids. So, until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great new year, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.